This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Are you ready? Yeah. All right, welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show. We are proudly coming to you live from the Radio Realtors Easy Cash Offer Studios, and you can find out more at RadioRealtors.com. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate, and thank you for listening.
And if you've got a question, a comment, or you're just ready to hire the Radio Realtors to help you sell your home or buy a home, you can reach us at our hotline number. It's 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us 24/7 at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
And we have a great show for you today with these topics. CalHFA's Dream for All program is out of money already, so what now?
An interview with Paul Amaro from United Termite and Home Services.
And also an interview with Joe Chasko from Smoke-Busters UV Deodorizing.
And the 7 habits of highly effective home sellers.
So once again, you can get a hold of the Radio Realtors on our Radio Realtors hotline anytime at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or as I said, you can use our live chat option 24/7 at our website, RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
So Frank, late last week, we were notified by CalHFA that the CalHFA Dream for All program is now completely out of funds, and the program is now what we call paused. And CalHFA's Dream for All program genuinely seemed like a dream come true, and it was for about
a minute,
a week, as it allowed first-time buyers to buy homes with 0% down and very favorable financing terms.
And Rob, we promoted the program a lot. In fact, we devoted 3 complete segments of the program on our show.
Right, Frank, and along with our preferred mortgage lenders, we secured funding for several of our home buyers with this program. In fact, one just signed their loan docs last Friday.
And there are still other buyers that will be closing this month with the program. And we are thrilled to be able to help so many first-time home buyers who don't have a lot of funds for a down payment.
And obviously, with the CalHFA being completely out of funds so quickly, this is a very disappointing thing for us, and no doubt frustrating for the many buyers who were so excited about using the Dream for All financing to buy their first homes.
Now, Rob, we just received a text message on the Radio Realtors hotline at 833-32-RADIO. It's from Martin in Orangevale, and he's asking, will the Dream program get funded again?
Wow, great question, Martin. And here's the simple answer. We don't know. On one hand, California has a $22.5 billion budget deficit, so funding a home buying program may not be the most practical thing for them to do with limited funds.
However, Rob, on the other hand, helping first-time home buyers has great optics politically, and supporting the CalHFA Dream for All program would probably help some politicians get some extra support when it's time to vote.
Yeah, so Frank, obviously we're hoping for the other hand here, and we will most definitely keep everybody posted, as CalHFA has not given any further info yet regarding the possibility of obtaining more funds for the Dream for All program.
So I guess the next question is, Rob, what now?
Well, Frank, if you applied for the CalHFA Dream for All program, but you didn't have a home in contract, you're not going to be able to take advantage of this program right now.
But our preferred mortgage lenders are working very hard to requalify Dream for All buyers for alternative financing options.
Yep, Frank, and these options include 3.5% down FHA and 3% down conventional loans, as well as other down payment assistance loans.
And guess what, Rob? Producer Matt is saying that we have one of our preferred mortgage lenders on line 2, and it's Jeff Compton.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for calling in.
Hello, guys. How are you doing today?
Doing good, Jeff.
Good to hear from you.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, Jeff, so we need your help sorting this out. So help us out here. What can the people do who were wanting to use the CalHFA Dream for All program at this point?
Yeah, and that program was such an awesome program to help bridge affordability for buyers. And not only were the buyers super disappointed in it lasting an entire 11 days when they thought it would last months, but lenders that were looking to help those home buyers. And when we put a lot of effort into staging buyers, they're out looking for homes. The next day, the money disappears. It's really very disappointing for everybody involved. So the next program to take a look at is through CalHFA also, and it's called My Home. And you can combine that with something called ZIP. So there's My Home in one strata, and then My Home with ZIP with a second strata. And the design of that, is, as you said, is that it would provide 3 to 3.5% down payment for buyers, which covers all the down payment that they would need in a minimal fashion, and which leaves then just the closing costs for buyers and sellers to combine, taking care of those costs.
So is this only for first-time home buyers?
It is, and a first-time home buyer is defined as not owning a home in the last 3 years. So it is, from their classification, their definition, it is for just first-time home buyers. That 3-year rule is in effect. And there's another program that doesn't require a potential buyer being a first-time home buyer, and that's through the GSFA Platinum program. So that's it's the Golden State Finance Authority, thus the acronym GSFA. It's another program that's out there. It's not as attractive to most buyers as the CalHFA My Home program, though.
Gotcha. And so with the CalHFA My Home Assistance Program is what it's called, right? So it's funny, they have the longest names for their loan product. Dream for All, Shared Appreciation Loan. So the CalHFA My Home Assistance Program, so that offers like a deferred payment, simple interest rate, silent second mortgage?
Yep, 1% simple interest, and it is silent. And what they mean by silent is the home buyer does not have to make payments on it. They pay it back when they sell or refinance the home.
And then you said that there's also the ZIP program, so that's a zero interest program? And
it is indeed. It's just an additional layer to help some with closing costs, but the interest rate is much higher when you combine ZIP with My Home as opposed to just using My Home. So we find it most effective for a borrower to find a little bit of money, ask a seller to help a little bit, and combine their resources to cover the closing costs.
Now, would this be a good opportunity for folks that are out there that maybe they're first-time home buyers and they have some gifting funds, maybe from a relative or a family member?
Absolutely. That's one of the primary sources that we ask borrowers about. Additionally, maybe taking a really small loan from your 401k if you have one, as opposed to borrowing the money from the government, borrow it from yourself. And a lot of our buyers do that.
So even though the CalHFA Dream for All program is gone now and it's disappeared basically, and it's not an option for our potential buyers out there, there are a lot of other options to help people get into homes. So not all is lost. They shouldn't be just crying over spilt milk at this point. Right, Jeff?
Absolutely. And we're not certain that it will ever fund again. So I would take advantage of the My Home opportunities, CalHFA My Home opportunities. And if by some stroke of fortune they fund the California Dream for All Equity program, then that's a bonus.
Excellent. So if our listeners out there, they're ready to, jump back into the game and to kind of see where they are, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Jeff?
Yeah, probably directly to my cell number, and that's 916-765-2900. And then my team line is 916-932-8115.
Yeah, that is good because so you have your direct line is 916-765-2900, and then your team line, which is basically available 24/7, is 916-932-8115. And I have used that number, at different times of the day and night, and someone does answer. So Jeff has a great team. They can also apply for a mortgage at your website, and that's jeffcompton.com, right, Jeff?
That's it.
One of the great things about Jeff is he's a full-service lender, and that means that he can do a Zoom call with you. He can meet you the old-fashioned way, straight face-to-face, meet at the office, and they have various locations with Guild Mortgage there. And then other times, you can do a lot of it just over the phone and over email and just over the internet, it is very safe and it's an effective way to get things done. And then you sometimes will even show up at the signing appointments, which I just experienced just recently, and that was very nice.
That's right. You brought me a cup of coffee, and I appreciated that.
I did, and I didn't know you just like it, just like straight black coffee.
Keep the cream and sugar away from me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jeff, hey, thanks for calling in to the Radio Realtors, and we appreciate you being on the show today.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me, guys, and have a great remainder of your show. Okay?
Thanks, Jeff. I'll see you at the gym.
All right. All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. So, wrapping up here, folks, we need to just let you know that with this program gone, the CalHFA Dream for All program, I mean, it came and went. It was sort of like a shooting star.
Yeah.
When it was like you just saw it for a little bit.
Yep.
And a lot of people didn't even get a chance to get their loan application
but
in
all
or
is not
secure
lost.
a home. Right. And all is not lost. And so at the Radio Realtors, we have dozens of different ways to help you buy a home. So give us a call right now. 833-32-RADIO is our number. 833-32-RADIO, or you can find us online and chat with us. Live chat with us at our website, radiorealtors.com. And we'll be back right after this. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Nothing improves the value of your house and the quality of your life more than upgrading and renovating your home.
And nothing is more annoying than having to find and hire a quality flooring, cabinet, countertop, and painting company.
Which is why you owe it to yourself to check out Zothex, your one-stop shop for home improvement and renovation. Zothex has everything you need in one place.
Everything?
Everything. Flooring, cabinets, countertops, kitchen and bath remodeling, painting, and installation. Zothex has a dedicated team to serve you, and unlike those big box stores, the team at Zothex will make sure all your needs are met on time and within budget.
And let me guess, they're booked out for 6 months.
Nope. For small projects, Zothex will give you a same-day quote. For larger projects, just 48 hours. And they have showrooms in Sacramento, Roseville, Rockland, Elk Grove, and Vacaville.
And now in Rancho Murieta.
And they travel to Truckee, Tahoe, Napa, Vallejo, and beyond. Head to Zothex.com.
That's Zothex.com.
Zothex, Zothex.
Brandon Tatum here, host of the Officer Tatum Show. Have you heard that teamwork makes the dream work? Well, I've been part of some really special teams. I play football, I worked in law enforcement, and even my team here on the radio. And if you're wanting to buy a home anywhere in Northern California, call the Dream Team, Rob Lewis and Frank Crandall, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty. Check this out. Royce and Angela were first-time homebuyers wanting to buy a home in Lincoln. Rob and Frank met with them, discussed their wants and needs for a home, got them pre-approved with one of their preferred mortgage lenders, and had them out looking for homes the very same day. Rob and Frank found them the perfect home and negotiated a great price. And in just 21 days, Royce and Angela had the keys to their dream home. As a home buyer, they can help you win too, even in this shifty market. Call the Dream Team, Rob and Frank, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. DRE number 01406275.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Radio Realtors Easy Cash Offer Home Sales Studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And we have a special treat for you, our listeners, today, because we have Paul Amaro. He is co-owner of a great company. It's United Termite and Home Services. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Now, Paul, there is a lot of questions that those first-time home buyers have out there about a pest inspection. And it's funny, I'll talk to a first-time home buyer and say, well, you need to get a home inspection, you need to get a pest inspection. And they go, pest inspection, they're going to check for like ants and rats and stuff like that. And I say, well, they will, but it's usually something a little bit different. What are you really checking for when you do a pest inspection?
So basically, I'm looking for anything that could damage wood, any type of pest or any type of organism. So termites, of course. And then I'm also looking for dry rot and then anything that could cause that kind of damage. So if you have plumbing leaks underneath your kitchen sink, your bathroom sink, you have a roof leak, I'm looking for items like that. No, not so much ants and spiders and roaches. If I see it, I'll say, hey, it looks like you have this, but that wouldn't go on my report.
Right. And so you're looking at, so we're talking about wood destroying organisms, right?
Correct,
so
yes.
You're going to find, when you talk about dry rot, so dry rot actually it's more expensive sometimes than termite damage, right?
Correct. And most of the time on a termite report, that's what's going to go on a report. Not every time you're going to find termites, but most of the time, you're going to definitely find dry rot.
Right, and so dry rot can be caused by just weatherization. I mean, it's you get the elements hitting that
Correct.
wood and things like that, and then underneath the house, it's moisture and just age of the wood and things like that.
Yeah, so if you have a leak going on that you don't know about and it's just constantly dripping onto the flooring below your bathroom, or if you have poor ventilation, that can contribute to dry rot, like the house I just helped you out with.
Mm-hmm.
One is they had louvered vents, so it wasn't letting any ventilation come underneath the house. So what we did is, we replaced the louvered vents. We put the new mesh vents so you can have more ventilation. We put a vapor barrier down. So that's what, things we're doing.
Right. And so on that particular home, that did have termites, right?
It did.
And so what's the difference? Okay, so they were subterranean termites, and then there's different kinds of termites. So can you kind of explain the process on that? Because people hear termites, and in the old days, termites was like almost like a death sentence for a transaction. It's totally not anymore.
Yeah, so for these ones, the subterranean termites, they come from the ground, and then they come up, they build these little tunnels, and that's how you typically know you have them. You'll see them along the foundations or the piers. So that's what happened with this one. I found them coming up one of the foundation walls, and they also found them in whoever did repairs maybe years before. They left a lot of wood down there, and they love it when they come up the soil and they find wood in the ground. It's like, candy to them. They'll eat that up.
Termite candy, huh?
Yeah.
And is that the cellulose? Is that what they're talking about? So it's just like kind of just pieces of wood,
Correct, yeah.
that are down there, and it's just like a smorgasbord for termites, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Now you've got subterranean termites, and those are very common here in the greater Sacramento area, right?
Yes.
What are the other types of termites?
You have drywood termites. They're not as common over here in the Sacramento area. They're more common like in Southern California. And those ones, we typically recommend to do a fumigation because they're not as easily visible. Typically, you'll have them you'll see pallets is basically their poop. And they stay in the wood, they push it out, and you'll see a little pile form up. There are some other termites like dampwood termites, but those ones, you don't really see them too often. They're like, you find them in dead pieces of dead trees.
Right. So the ones that we see in the homes are going to be subterranean.
Correct, yes.
So, Paul, one of the things that Robert and I are really adamant about is pre-inspections for your home. How do you feel about pre-pest inspections for your home if you're getting ready to list it?
I think it's a great idea because it gives you an idea of what to expect. So you have an idea, you're like in the driver's seat, as opposed to your buyer comes and your buyer gives you a report and it has $30,000 to $40,000 worth of damage, even, $20,000 worth of damage. And if that does happen, you're going to know about it. So it definitely helps out. So at least when you go to list it, people have told me like, at least it could be, they have that report so people know what to expect.
Yeah,
okay.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And so we're big proponents, like Frank said, of the pre-listing inspections, home inspection, pest inspection. So you have that exact, answer is that we know exactly exactly what's going on with the home prior to them putting it on the market. Because how many times have we seen where a buyer comes in and they have their own inspector, and the seller is unguarded basically because they don't know. So this is a great option.
Yeah,
so,
in the Bay Area, I mean, that's just the way they roll.
Right.
In San Francisco and all those East Bays and everything else. But big proponents love to do it. Plus, the buyer really likes it because they don't have to spend the money on doing the inspection.
Well, right, and it's just a great protection for a seller for them to know. In fact, we have a new listing coming up in Carmichael, and he's thinking about that, getting the inspections done because he wants to make sure. He does not like surprises or bad surprises is basically what he said. And I said, this is my type of seller because in the Bay Area, like Frank says, they do those inspections up front so that a buyer can come in and be non-contingent, be able to
make an offer right there.
Right. It's called a one knockout punch, right? Yeah. Here in the greater Sacramento area, most of the agents don't require that or ask their sellers to do that. And so then even if a buyer from the Bay Area comes in with non-contingent, as soon as they give them any reports or any disclosures, they have a 3-day contingency basically, written in automatic, and they can
Rob,
get out of it.
Let's ask Paul, but everybody is wanting to know, what do you charge for something like this?
So if it's in the greater Sacramento area, it's under 3,000 square feet, I'm running a promo right now. So if it's on a slab foundation, it's $100. If it's on a raised foundation, it's $125.
Okay, and
that's
sometimes
a great deal.
Yeah, and you know what? Them going under your home, because you can find some wild stuff under there, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Have you found some interesting things?
I find dead cats sometimes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Matter of fact, one house I did, I found where there was multiple cats, and I don't know how they got underneath there, but you could see they were scratching to get out, and there was 3 of them down there.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Right.
Yeah, no, we've seen that where there's been coyotes under houses. There's all kinds of things. We had a listing that we were demoing in Del Paso Heights several years ago, and people came out of the crawl space.
Oh, wow.
About 8 of them. And
The Walking Dead?
I had never seen, it was basically like that. Never seen anything like that. But if you ever hear something, in your crawl space, you might want to have a pest inspector like yourself come on out there and just check things out, because it could be maybe there's an animal under there or something that's, trapped, and you definitely you don't want, an animal dying in your crawl space. So if people want to get a hold of you, you've got a website, you've got a phone number. I'm going to give that to them. So it's UnitedTHS.com, right?
Correct, yes.
UnitedTHS, and that stands for United Termite and Home Services. So UnitedTHS.com. You can go right on the site and you can book an inspection appointment. And then the other thing is your phone number, if people want to get a hold of you, is 916-265-5300, right?
Yes, it is.
So 916-265-5300 for United Termite and Home Services. And I'll tell you, it's just imperative as a buyer or a seller that you get a termite inspection done.
Yes, sir.
And we said, it's a wood-destroying organisms. Yep. You're looking for dry rot. You're looking for termites. And kind of the secondary stuff is the actual pests, like rodents, like rats, in your attic or those types of things. And they're going to give you that information as well. However, this is specifically about the health and safety of the home as far as water damage and those types of things. So, hey, Paul, thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today.
Thank you for
Paul,
having me
thank you very much.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So if you want Paul's information, give us a call, 833-32-RADIO. We can get that to you, 833-32-RADIO. Or you can find us online at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. And we'll be back right after this. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Nothing improves the value of your house and the quality of your life more than upgrading and renovating your home.
And nothing is more annoying than having to find and hire a quality flooring, cabinet, countertop, and painting company.
Which is why you owe it to yourself to check out Zothex, your one-stop shop for home improvement and renovation. Zothex has everything you need in one place.
Everything?
Everything. Flooring, cabinets, countertops, kitchen and bath remodeling, painting, and installation. Zothex has a dedicated team to serve you, and unlike those big box stores, the team at Zothex will make sure all your needs are met on time and within budget.
And let me guess, they're booked out for 6 months.
Nope. For small projects, Zothex will give you a same-day quote. For larger projects, just 48 hours. And they have showrooms in Sacramento, Roseville, Rockland, Elk Grove, and Vacaville.
And now in Rancho Marietta.
And they travel to Truckee, Tahoe, Napa, Vallejo, and beyond. Head to Zothex.com.
That's Zothex.com.
Zothex, Zothex.
Hi, this is Brandon Tatum, host of The Officer Tatum Show. As a former police officer, I know the importance of trusting the people that you work with. And that's why if you're planning on selling your home in Northern California, you want realtors who got your back. Call my friends Rob Lewis and Frank Crandall from the Radio Realtors and eXp Realty. Check this out. Kat and Carl had to sell their home in Roseville and move to Ohio for work. They needed their home sold quickly to buy their next home. And because Rob and Frank spend thousands of dollars on marketing each month, they have a pool of buyers that are ready to buy. Rob and Frank sold Kat and Carl's home in Roseville for $20,000 over list price. Plus, they referred them to an agent in Ohio through their nationwide network of realtors and helped them get a great deal on a home there too. Don't wait. Sell your home today for top dollar. Call Rob and Frank, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. DRE number 0140-6275.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show. We are proudly coming to you live from the Radio Realtors Easy Cash Offer Studios, right here in the Cal Expo area. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And we've got a special segment for you today. We had a gentleman call into the Radio Realtors, and he said, I heard you guys talking about smells, about cigarette smells and cat smells.
Man,
and
after my own heart.
All kinds.
Oh.
Yeah, because we hate bad smells, Frank. There's certain spice cooking. There's so many different things. And when you walk into a home and you go, oh my goodness, this is strong, sometimes people do an about face and they're out the door, right?
Yep.
Well, if you have a situation where you have a home that maybe has some problem odors, we've got just the guy for you. He is the owner of Smoke-Busters UV Deodorizing, and his name is Joe Chasko. Joe, thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today.
Great to be here, Robert. Thanks for having me.
So, Joe, I mean, you heard us on the radio talking about these smells, and I was really, really curious because we went to your website. Your website is smoke-busters.com, and it says total home odor remediation. And I will tell you, as someone that has really strong olfactory senses, I didn't really believe what you had to say on here. So tell us a little bit about how you got into this, and then tell us about the process.
Well, sure. Some years ago, my mother, of course, moved out into a care home from our family home in Fair Oaks, a 100-year-old family home. And, of course, she didn't want to sell it because she might move back in. So she rented it for a couple of years, which was just not a good idea. And, of course, they said they weren't going to smoke, but then they smoked in it, and it was all smoked up. And I find that doesn't seem to be a solution to this, and looked into it. And I have a chemistry background, so that's what I looked at.
So you looked at how you could, with your chemistry background, deodorize a home.
Right. It turns out that ozone is the way to break down odors, but there's different kinds of ozone. I can talk about that later. But basically, the ozone is an energetic molecule made from oxygen in the air, and it attacks odor molecules, breaks them up, and then you just flush them out of the home.
So I gotta ask. So there's two odors specifically that Frank and I don't like. Number one is cigarette odors.
Yes.
I mean, so, there's all these different chemicals and stuff that you can put on the wall and things like that, but I haven't heard of deodorizing it or using this system. So tell us how that works and why that works so well on cigarette odors.
Sure. You've heard of oxygen bleach. This is similar to that. It's an activated oxygen. It's an oxygen radical molecule, and it just attacks molecules, odoriferous molecules, because they have open bonds that makes them subject to being broken down. We use ultraviolet to generate our ozone, which is different from what's been used in the past, because that is high voltage ozone. It creates an acid residue. It can corrode metal. It can bleach tapestries, and this is with things that people have heard about ozone. But the ultraviolet is pure because it only splits the oxygen. It doesn't split the nitrogen in the air to make an acid. And then you have a clean, basically gaseous oxygen bleach, and you circulate this to the home and slowly breaks down the odors, and it actually goes through the carpet and gets the odor out of the subfloor. I had a house where I wiped nicotine off of the subfloor before I did it, and it really smelled. When I got done, I wiped it and it didn't smell. I was amazed.
And so what about like cat urine? I mean, is that something that you can get out of
it is
the house with that? Yeah.
It breaks down. It takes a few days of treatment. Everything takes a couple of 2-3 days, but a cat can be longer. It just eventually breaks it down to where there's no odor. Everything in the house. I had this one that was really terrible. The house lady had left her cats in it, a bunch of cats, and moved out.
How many cats?
18 cats.
18
only
cats.
18? Okay, well, that's not really a cat lady then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And there was an appliance in the cabinet, and then I opened up the cabinets, and then after I do the cabinets, I do the ductwork and any spaces, and I got done. I couldn't believe it. I took the thing outside, and it had no odor. The deodorizes everything. Got that pungent, acidic cat odor right out of everything.
That's incredible, isn't it, Frank?
Yeah. Now, Joe, could you give the audience just a brief 15, 20 second of your background? Because people are probably amazed that you can get rid of odor, but you've got some street cred, and people need to know kind of your background a little bit.
Academic cred, too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I did my master's in physical chemistry at UC Davis, and I worked at the UC Davis Crocker Nuclear Lab, and I was a nuclear chemist in air pollution research.
Holy smokes.
Man.
So this is right up your alley, right? Because I look at like odors in the home as pollution.
Yes.
It is nose pollution for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. So on your website, it's smoke-busters.com. It says you deal with long-term cigarette smoking odor, cannabis, so smoking, vaping, and cultivation.
Yes.
So that works. Obviously, it works on a grow home as well.
We'll commonly get a grow closet, and people will be selling a house, and they don't mention the master's closet, which was a grow closet. Of course, that can smell up the whole house, but we can knock it right out of there.
No kidding. And then also mold, mildew, and spore odor, because it kills mold spores. Is that correct?
It's the only thing that kills mold spores. I had a lot of experiences that my tire shop was flooding, and I found bleach doesn't kill mold spores. It kills the mold, but then it comes right back when it gets wet. This is why mold problems are so difficult to deal with. And I had a few of my own. I had, for instance, a closet with popcorn ceiling, leaky roof, white and black mold. I killed it off with the ozone. Unfortunately, didn't get the roof fixed in time, and then a few months later, it gets wet again. Guess what? No mold. Even at popcorn, the spores were dead.
You know, so this is like literally a miracle process.
It is.
I mean,
I hear the angels singing right now.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Joe, I got a question for you real quick.
What is it?
You say on your business card that after you leave that you'll paint if needed and you'll also recarpet if needed.
That's right. Certainly, if any carpet is getting to the end of its life, we say rip it out. So we do rental homes, and if a carpet's in good shape, you can leave it in. But, if you've got a carpet that's soiled and worn, let's get it out. And we say take it out first, because that way we get the subfloor better. And painting is optional. But some cases you want to seal paint it with a kill sealer primer, to get the yellow nicotine staining. And by the way, we've done the dripping yellow nicotine stains and gotten rid of the smell.
Wow, that is incredible. I think a lot of our listeners right now are going, okay, this sounds really good.
Yeah.
But because you're a nuclear scientist, it's got to cost a lot of money. How much does the average cost for total home odor remediation cost?
Yeah, I just kind of charge it on based on reasonable income for me, and so they're typically $700 to $900. A really big house might be a little more than that, but it depends on the problem. But generally, always under $1,000.
Wow. So basically, for under $1,000, if you have this problem in your home,
spend it. You could get $20,000 to $30,000 to $40,000 more.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's some odors they could break your sale, and we're talking about cannabis. Grow home. We're talking smoking, cigarette odors. We're talking cat urine, dog smells, and then just sometimes, like you're saying, like your mom's house. She just lived there a long, long time. And so sometimes you just got all these smells.
With the other people's house smell. You go into a house, it smells like somebody else's house.
OPH. That's what we call it. OPH smell.
Right. It just erases it. It's gone. It smells like a new house.
Do you have to be out of the home to have this done?
You do. And that's the difference between the remediation companies use a hydroxyl, which is a hydrated ozone, but it's much, much weaker. It won't penetrate like this. You can breathe it. You can be in there while it's running. Ours, you have to be out. So the house is off limits for 2 to 5 days.
But the magic of it is in 2 to 5 days, you have this great smelling home. It's like you say, Frank, nothing beats a new home smell.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So, and then I would imagine by removing those air pollutants and infectious agents and things like that, you're creating like a healthier atmosphere for your house, right? Like an environment.
Sure. It gets rid of the chemical smells. I think it gets rid of the chemicals. And not only that, you mentioned that it kills the infectious agents, viruses and bacteria.
Yeah. So
and bugs.
Especially, if we ever get another bout of COVID-19, that might be a great idea to have you guys come in to not, between showings or anything like that, but, before a home goes on the market, just blitz it, because it might just be a good idea, even if you don't have those smells, just to make sure that it's been deodorized completely, right? So it's smoke-busters.com. And what's your phone number there, Joe?
916-880-5335.
Okay, so it's 916-880-5335. or smoke-busters.com.
That's right.
Joe, thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
It's been a pleasure.
All right, guys. So we're got to go to break. If you'd like to get a hold of the Radio Realtors, and if you missed Joe's information, you can get a hold of us, and we'll put you in touch with Joe so you can deodorize your home too. 833-32-RADIO, 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us 24/7 at RadioRealtors.com. We'll be back right after this.
Heck was that?
That was the Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
The what?
The Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
Dang, that thing was really moving.
Well, here's the deal. We're shifting into high gear and accelerating into a buyer's market. And due to low inventory, a fast close can get you across the finish line and into your dream home. Paria Chevalier and his team at Empire Home Loans close loans fast in as little as 10 days.
Yeah, but what about interest rates? Aren't they higher right now?
Yeah, but they're still well below the average, and right now potential home buyers are coming in first place in the home buying race with Empire Home Loans.
Hey, I'm looking online. Home buyers are getting closing costs paid, credits for repairs, and even interest rate buy-downs.
That's a fact, Jack. And it's even possible to buy a home right now with little to no money out of your pocket. And like I said, you can close in as little as 10 days.
Woo, that's fast.
You bet it is. Find out more at PariaLoans.com. That's POORIA Loans.com. And MLS ID number 2099042. Equal housing lender.
Hey, is your electrician giving you static because they won't get into your attic? Are they giving you an awe face because they won't get into your crawl space? I'm Anthony, the proud owner of A&D Electric. I'm offering free estimates in the greater Sacramento area. There's no job too big or too small. So give me a call, 408-707-4744. Or better yet, Google A&D Electric. And remember, if life gets too hectic,
call A&D Electric. That's my dad.
There's adventures in life that can be quite scary, like volcano luge, for instance.
Oh, look out for the lava, turn left.
Or swimming with sharks.
This wasn't supposed to be scary.
Or running with the bulls.
Run, hurry!
But there's one adventure that shouldn't be scary, and that's buying a home. That's why we recommend Adventure Home Inspections. They'll check everything from a home's major systems, including HVAC, interior plumbing, electrical systems, as well as the structural components, such as the foundation, floors, walls, ceilings, attics, roof, doors, and windows.
Hey everyone, this is August, owner of Adventure Home Inspections. One of the best ways to protect your home buying investment is a high-quality home inspection from Adventure Home Inspections. You can trust that you're in good hands, so give me a call, 916-367-2735, or visit us online at adventurehomeinspections.net. Start your adventure right with Adventure Home Inspections.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show. We're proudly coming to you live from the Radio Realtors Easy Cash Offer studios. And if you want to know about our Easy Cash Offer, well, all you got to do is go to our website, radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. I'm Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And you know what, Frank? We are in the final segment. It always goes so fast here at the Radio Realtors, and we're going to talk directly now to you home sellers. So listen up, home sellers, because selling your home isn't as easy as it used to be. I mean, with the market warming up and cooling down, I mean, it's a kind of topsy-turvy market right now. And sellers kind of need to readjust their expectations and, yes, even fine-tune their sales tactics. So on the Radio Realtors, we're going to share with you our 7 habits of highly effective home sellers. And these are the best practices of how to prep your home and negotiate with home buyers. So listen up and learn. And if all goes well, your home is bound to become our next success story if you hire the Radio Realtors.
Okay, let's get to habit number 1 of successful home sellers is they make sure their house is in good condition.
Yeah, Frank, this is a good one because during the pandemic, when many people were anxious to move, they might not have cared so much what they were buying or the shape the home was in. But now buyers have become a lot more cautious about homes needing repairs.
And I think that a lot of that buyer hesitation toward fixer-uppers has to do with rising costs. Wouldn't you agree, Rob?
I would, Frank. Having a move-in ready home is more important than ever before. And because we're in the middle of a housing recession in terms of home sales and home building, it's in part due to those rising mortgage rates.
And Rob, with home prices still going up, sellers need to present their homes in the best light possible to attract offers in a slow market.
Right, and home sellers should make sure that their house is in tip-top condition, which means taking care of any necessary repairs, touch-ups, or deep cleaning that may be needed.
All right, habit number 2 of successful home sellers is they're realistic with their list price.
Yep, pricing a home has become pretty complicated. After all, it's likely your largest asset. It's only natural to get all that it's worth. So in a strong seller's market that we have been experiencing over the past 2 years, many sellers kind of felt entitled to get an offer for whatever list price they could dream up and then some.
However, Rob, we like to caution our sellers on setting their list price. You don't want to let your emotions guide your pricing strategy, especially in a real estate market that might be slowing down.
Right. Successful home sellers, they don't try to outsmart the rules of supply and demand by listing their home at a price that's extremely inflated. And even though today's market can be challenging, we're finding that our listings are priced right, and in most cases, they do sell quickly.
And that's usually why we recommend that home sellers list at market value.
And this might seem illogical to some people, but listing at fair market value could lead to bidding wars and closing prices beyond your initial expectations. And if you're wondering how to figure out the current market value of your home, well, Frank, what do they need to do?
Call us now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Right, Frank. Your free Radio Realtors CMA looks at recently sold and pending homes and the current supply and demand to give you a great idea of a fair price range for your home. And like we said, it's free, so give us a call right now at 833-32-RADIO.
Okay, habit number 3 of successful home sellers is they focus on curb appeal.
Yeah, this is a really good habit now because during the pandemic, there were some home buyers that were so desperate to move that a record number weren't too picky about how a home looked. But many even were buying homes unseen, sight unseen. It's crazy.
Yeah, but as we head into spring, if you start to get higher inventory levels, buyers might be able to afford to be a little bit more selective, and the first make or break moment is how a home looks from the curb.
That's so true, Frank, and buyers do start assessing a home from the curb. So if you want to impress potential buyers, keep your outdoor areas clean, well-maintained, and attractive.
Okay, here's habit number 4 of successful home sellers. They accommodate showings.
Man, I like this one, Frank, because as the market ebbs and flows, if it slows down, you can expect fewer showings and fewer offers. So it becomes a more important thing than ever to accommodate showings.
Yep, the name of the game here is flexibility. Simply put, the more people have a chance to see your home, the better your chances of receiving a strong offer.
Right. Successful home sellers do a good job of planning ahead for showings. They have a plan in place for getting their home ready to be shown and have somewhere to go while prospective buyers visit their property.
They're also willing to accommodate last-minute requests and are generally as flexible as possible. Like our clients who allowed their home to be shown on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, that was amazing, Frank. And you never know what buyer is going to be the one. Now, habit number 5 of successful home sellers is they're transparent and honest.
Yeah, Rob, over the past couple of years, sellers have not had to worry about buyers asking too many questions about the condition of their home. But I think those days are gone.
Right, Frank. And it does seem like potential buyers are being more thorough and looking for flaws. And that leaves sellers no choice of whether or not to be upfront in the transaction.
And successful home sellers need to be transparent and honest with potential buyers. This means disclosing any known problems on the property and generally making sure that all of the information about the sale is out in the open.
Yeah, and sometimes sellers think that they can get a higher sales price if they maybe hide some of their home's imperfections, and that's usually not the case. In fact, misrepresenting the facts about the home can land you in some legal trouble or completely ruin your deal.
Yeah, especially when the neighbors come over and tell you what's really happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, habit number 6 of successful home sellers is they're willing to compromise.
Yeah, Frank, when you're in a 100% strong seller's market, sellers can get everything they want and more from an offer, including no contingencies and offers above the asking price. But that's not happening as much right now.
True. These days, sellers have to be willing to put some skin into the negotiations.
And unfortunately, Frank, some sellers sabotage transactions by not being willing to compromise. But successful sellers are willing to negotiate offers and see the situation from the other side once they enter a transaction.
And if you'd like to schedule a free target marketing appointment with us, we can go over common negotiation points with you.
And then you can decide where you'd be willing to bend and where you should stand firm. So why not give us a call at 833-32-RADIO? That's 833-32-RADIO. And our schedule does fill up fast, folks, but we would love to work with our listeners. So once again, call us now at 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us 24/7 at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
Last but not least is habit number 7 of successful home sellers is they chose their real estate agent with care.
And Frank, this one is so important because during the red-hot market of the past couple of years, homes were selling so fast and furious that just about any real estate agent was guaranteed a sale. But as the market changes, selling might become a harder road, and that's why you should make more of an effort to find the very best real estate agents for your circumstances to help stack the odds in your favor.
And Rob, successful sellers hire great real estate agents and follow their advice. So save yourself the time and energy and just call us right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Right, Frank. In that first appointment, we're going to cover a number of things, such as how to prep your home for sale, the current market, and our proprietary marketing strategy that gets our sellers more money for their homes.
And here's the bottom line. Why have hamburger when you can have steak for the same price? That's a no-brainer. If you're thinking about selling your home, call us, Rob and Frank, with the Valley Dream Team at eXp Realty.
Yeah, and our number is super easy, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us anytime at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. And unfortunately, Matt is telling us that that is all the time we have left for this show.
Okay, make it a great week, everybody.
That was the Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
The what?
The Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
Dang, that thing was really moving.
Well, here's the deal. We're shifting into high gear and accelerating into a buyer's market. And due to low inventory, a fast close can get you across the finish line and into your dream home. Paria Chevalier and his team at Empire Home Loans close loans fast in as little as 10 days.
Yeah, but what about interest rates? Aren't they higher right now?
Yeah, but they're still well below the average. And right now, potential home buyers are coming in first place in the home buying race with Empire Home Loans.
Hey, I'm looking online. Home buyers are getting closing costs paid, credits for repairs, and even interest rate buy-downs.
That's a fact, Jack. And it's even possible to buy a home right now with little to no money out of your pocket. And like I said, you can close in as little as 10 days.
Woo, that's fast.
You bet it is. Find out more at PariaLoans.com. That's POORIA Loans.com. NMLS ID number 2099042. Equal housing lender.
Hey, is your electrician giving you static because they won't get into your attic? Are they giving you an awe face because they won't get into your crawl space? I'm Anthony, the proud owner of A&D Electric. I'm offering free estimates in the greater Sacramento area. There's no job too big or too small. So give me a call, 408-707-4744. Or better yet, Google A&D Electric. And remember, if life gets too hectic,
call A&D Electric. That's my dad.
There's adventures in life that can be quite scary, like volcano luging, for instance.
Look out for the lava, turn left.
Or swimming with sharks.
This wasn't supposed to be scary.
Or running with the bulls.
Run, hurry!
But there's one adventure that shouldn't be scary, and that's buying a home. That's why we recommend Adventure Home Inspections. They'll check everything from a home's major systems, including HVAC, interior plumbing, electrical systems, as well as the structural components, such as the foundation, floors, walls, ceilings, attics, roof, doors, and windows.
Hey everyone, this is August, owner of Adventure Home Inspections. One of the best ways to protect your home buying investment is a high-quality home inspection from Adventure Home Inspections. You can trust that you're in good hands, so give me a call, 916-367-2735, or visit us online at adventurehomeinspections.net. Start your adventure right with Adventure Home Inspections.